Georgia, despite their record, still much improved from a year ago.
Yeah, Georgia better. A&M had a fabulous month of January. They are 4-0 in this building in the SEC. Tough battle tonight. Georgia's going to have to rebound. A&M's fabulous off the glass.
Well, you heard the boys talking about it back in the studio. No Terry Roberts tonight for Georgia. That means they're going to have to find production elsewhere. They've got a guy who can produce in Cario Oquendo.
Oquendo, we saw David Ole Miss. He had the final 12 points in that ball game when they went on the road to win. He can knock in jump shots. He can play downhill. He can finish at the rim. He has to be alpha male dog tonight against this A&M basketball team.
And A&M sporting their own guy in the backcourt who has just turned it up a notch here in the last month or so.
As good as anybody in the league. He's going to get votes for player of the year. We've got a long way to go, but last 11, nearly 17 a game. Offensively, defensively, he rebounds a ball. This place is full because the Aggies are winning.
15-7, their non-conference slate, not exceptional by anybody's standards. Matter of fact, shocked some folks with a few of their losses. It has been a completely different team since the calendar flipped to January. As they sit here at 7-2, they've won 9 of 11. They are coming off a tough loss, 81-70 at Arkansas. And they'll try to rebound today. Boy, they had some enthusiasm to shoot around today, man. You would have never known they were coming off a loss.
Key tonight, again, let's go back to the rebounding. Marble and Coleman are beasts on the glass. Georgia's going to have to compete on both ends of the floor in that category.
Georgia going with their 11th different starting lineup this year with Roberts out, Hill at the point. There's Juice Holt, shot clock down to 6. Hill kicks it out to Oquendo. His first shot off the rim, long rebound into the hands of M.A. Moncrief, and he trips and stumbles and lost the basketball. The Aggies will have their first possession. Texas A&M, a team that comes in averaging 74.5 points a game, give up just 66 points a game. And here's their starting lineup. It's looked this way for a while now with Dennis Taylor IV, Radford, Coleman, and Julius Marble.
A little 2-2-1 3-court pressure, and the reason is that can slow A&M down just enough. They are not a fast-paced team, but in this building, every home court plays into the hands of the home team. They want pace. You've got a great crowd here. And Mike White, without Terry Roberts, is trying to get extra minutes from that point position. Justin Hill, give him a little time. They're playing zone defense. A&M, not a great shooting outside team.
They'll swing it around the perimeter. Wade Taylor misfires. Loose ball on the deck. And there's another foul against Georgia as Julius Marble gets popped across the chops, and that's going to go.
And you find Henry Coleman. Coleman against Arkansas, 18 points, 15 rebounds. He had 7 offensive rebounds.
There's Marble, just a 56% foul shooter, and I said this when we were here earlier. It's hard to believe he's got a good shot at the line.
He does have a good shot. Sometimes it comes, just down to confidence. Another one of those guys, last 11 ball games, double figures scoring. Last 3 times out single digits, but previous 6, he was averaging nearly 15 points a ball game.
You're going to go to the monitor and see if there was maybe some contact to the.
It's too early for a monitor. It's 1 minute, 1 second in.
Mark. Okay, they're going to make sure. I just got a word that they're making sure they got the right person who committed the foul, is what I'm understanding.
What a great crowd. What a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
I mean, people were outside. We came early. Obviously, students were outside waiting to get in.
They're waiting to see you. And then this ball game was secondary.
I thought the same. Not many said my name.
You had the pin out, you had the Sharpie out. Nobody had anything for you to sign.
I have changed my names a few times, Dave. I'm not going to say what they were calling me when I walked in.
So Chuck Jones and Buzz Williams having a little chat right now. We get that all cleared up. So it looks as though everything will stay the same. Foul on Bridges, Marble to the line, and that one's in and out. Take a look at the Georgia starting 5 tonight. It's going to have to try to find some offense somewhere. Dennis all over Oquendo in the corner.
Good job by Hill to save Oquendo. A little bit different out front. Not as many high pick and rolls because of Roberts not in the lineup, but someone's got to figure out a bucket and a terrific play by a great athlete, Oquendo.
Cario Oquendo on the offensive backboard. 15th in the conference in scoring.
I like the fact that Juice Holt is now in the starting lineup. He started the last two. This will be the third in a row. Great defensive player for Mike White.
He's out top of that zone. Boy, if Georgia could steal 5 or 6 possessions right in the zone.
Yeah, and you don't want to play zone with your hands down because anybody up top can see everything they want to see. And Dexter Dennis, fantastic athlete, easy finish at the rim.
Here's that pressure from Texas A&M. That shot's off the mark. Ripped out of there by Henry Coleman III.
Wow,
up
watch
ahead
Marble.
Oquendo with the block, but the follow is there as Radford hustles down the floor.
But how quickly Marble ran from rim to rim. Good hit ahead by Wade Taylor IV.
Holt, another corner three. Boy, they're going to give him that shot. He's got to make him pay for it. Shot clock didn't reset. 3. Hill doesn't even, there's a whistle. Boy, you can't even hear the whistle in here. It's so loud.
But that had to be 2 or 3 seconds ago.
Marble picks up the foul, his first.
Yeah, Holt is a 30% three-point shooter. But he's going to get good looks, especially when you play with a guy like Oquendo.
Holt did knock down 2 of 3 threes against Auburn in that loss on Wednesday night for Georgia.
Now, I would flatten this out. I wouldn't pick a screen because they can switch it back. A guard wants a big man on him for those reasons right there.
And they're going to call an over-the-back foul against the Dogs on the missed shot. I think Juice will pick up that foul, and that'll be number 2 on him.
Take a look earlier when we talked about a guy like Marble is big and runs rim to rim, out ahead of everybody. Now that was probably goaltending. I think it was off the glass, not called, but good hustle by Boots Radford. And what Mike White will say is, why did Radford outrun the rest of you guys?
Well, with those 2 fouls, that allows Mike White to get Marjarez McBride in the game, and that's a guy you want on the floor for Georgia right now. He is lights out hot. Last 2 games, 17 against South Carolina, 20 against Auburn. Buzz Williams now in his 4th year here at A&M. 16th year overall as a collegiate head coach. Boy, he's got this team. They are playing with a lot of fun, a lot of fire.
Last fall, put in the Navarro College Hall of Fame. So he's a Hall of Famer.
Radford with 5 on the shot clock, gets it to Taylor.
Taylor takes a lot of tough shots, makes a lot of tough shots.
Dennis step back. Good rebound inside from M.A. Moncrief. Wide open in the corner. Oquendo, too strong. Boy, Georgia's had 4 corner threes and they hadn't made him pay for it yet. Oh, what a spin move by Coleman.
6'8", 245 pounds. Both Coleman and Marble, once the ball is secure, sprint to the other end. Up top, McBride's got to be very good with the basketball. We know he's shooting it well. Another shooter right here.
Abdul Rahim can't get it to go. Taylor.
Well, what a start for this A&M team, Dave.
It's a 9-0 run.
When you're playing well and you come back home and you've got a full crowd, you want to start well. And the guy's running, spin moves, shots going in. Little MJ look coming back down.
Involved with this program. On the flip side of things, you look over at Mike White. He's trying to build something, kind of like what Buzz Williams has done here the last few years. A few steps away when you look at the big picture.
Yeah, big picture, yes. And then you narrow it down to a game like this one. Your best player, Terry Roberts, isn't here. But what's good is the fact that they're playing how they want to play in the offensive end, but they're 0 for 6 from beyond the three-point line. And they've had open and good looks. But he's done a fabulous job in his first season at Georgia.
You know, this is a team that was 0 for 6 from behind the arc. They shoot the ball pretty well from a percentage standpoint. They're 4th in the league at 34%. They make about 7.5 a game.
Yeah, it's a good shooting team. So again, formula: you go on the road, you got to make shots. If you don't, you're in trouble. Especially because of the confidence that this Aggie team has. They have been great in the month of January and playing well, and you can't miss point-blank dunks at the rim.
Bridges just left it a few inches short. Well, that was a layup.
Yeah. Against full court pressure, handled well by Georgia, you just miss an easy one.
So you go back down and feed Bridges, get that out of his head.
Or if I'm a shooter, I ball fake it and I shoot it.
Figures you'd
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Right.
And then I look, I look at him and said, make the next one.
Right. Right.
You got to have some orderliness, Dave, when you go on the road. It isn't all about niceties.
How did I know that was going to result in some sort of jump shot?
Ball fakes work great. Send the message. Great steal.
Oh, there's Gordon. Gets the steal, bounce pass ahead, and another layup. Garcia.
So much
assist from Gordon.
And so much energy from guys that are coming in off the bench. We've seen Andre Gordon. It seems like he's been here 6 or 7 years, and he's only a senior. Anderson Garcia, the transfer from Mississippi State. Boy, Mississippi State had a great win.
Yes, they
this
did.
afternoon or tonight over Missouri.
Shutting down that offense of Missouri is quite impressive.
I think Missouri averages 83 points a ball game.
52 tonight?
Yeah, wow.
So Hill back on the floor. All it took was one turnover. McBride, step back. Can he stay hot? No. Georgia's missed 7 straight from behind the arc to start this game.
And all of these long shots, long rebounds lead to speed going down the other way.
Here's Coleman. Radford.
There was a time when probably could allow Boots to maybe take a 3 or 2 to see if he'd make it. Not now. He's solid from the outside, especially when his feet are set.
It is 14 straight points right now for the Aggies. That one is short, off the hands of Jalen Ingram.
And good recovery defensively by Wade Taylor. Got faked and then still stayed back in that play.
Abdul-Rahim pokes that away. Georgia on the run. McBride, offensive foul.
There's formulas. Again, when you play on the road, you can't make mistakes. Interesting about that, McBride's left-handed. A lot of times he wants to go to his left. Took it right back into the right side. Coleman took the bump.
Moncrief back on the floor. Also get Frank Anselm on the floor for Georgia.
2 energy players for Georgia. Rebounders, energy, aggressiveness. It really hasn't been on the defensive end, though. Haven't scored the ball.
Gordon catch, shoot. That'll belong to Georgia. Texas A&M has opened up a 13-point lead with 13:20 to go here in the opening half. Georgia without their leading scorer, Terry Roberts, tonight. And there is a 3 by McBride, who continues his hot hand from behind the arc.
And if you're the hot guy, keep trying to find some open looks against any of the token pressure, 3-quarter, half court. You can get ahead of the court, find some open corner shots. They've had plenty of open corner shots. First one they've made.
McBride came into this game over his last 2 contests and hit 11 of 15 from behind the arc. Transfer from North Texas. 2 years in Denton, Texas.
A Georgia native. And, you know, Mike White had great words to say about it.
Yeah.
Said, boy, he's really come and played great for us last 2 ball games. Let's see if he can continue.
Dennis elevates that rebound into the hands of Frank.
Tell you what, the first guy's down. Now Marble is out. But Coleman, again, the first guy to the other end. Once the ball's secure, it's a dead sprint. And if he can get low post position, they're looking for him.
Boy, stripped out of there by Hill. Little run out. Here's Abdul Rahim to the basket. He gets fouled and will head to the free throw line. Nothing easy for Georgia tonight. That's the first on Dennis. Transfer from Wichita State. He was the defensive player of the year in the AAC last season. Fits this Buzz Williams program perfectly.
Yeah, he's fabulous athletically, defensively good. He has been inconsistent, maybe shooting the ball. But besides that, he gives them a dimension that not only can make shots, but athletically around the rim offensively. We know defensively he's great, but offensively he can take it off the bounce and get to the
game. 12-15, 12-14 to go here before halftime, and Georgia gonna have to lock down defensively. They slide back into that zone again.
Yeah, they play the 2-2-1, get back in this zone. They have forced the Aggies to take some outside shots. Look at that ball movement.
Radford.
When his feet are set, shoulders square, he is solid.
Turnover will give it back to Texas A&M. Well, Booch Radford, he's been doing it all of late for this Aggie team. Knocking home the 3. That's his 27th of the year.
Jackson was one of the first scholarship African-American athletes at Arkansas, holding multiple school records in her time on the Razorbacks track and field team during the late 1970s. She was also the first woman to be the sports editor of the Arkansas student newspaper, The Traveler. SEC Network honors Linda Bedford Jackson and celebrates Black history always.
11 points, last 11, averaging over 16, and he is off to a great start tonight with 11 points, John.
Often talked about his defensive ability and his rebounding, but forget that. Offensively, he is solid. We know he likes to drive left, so what? He can go back to his right. His jump shot is good. I watched him warm up. Well, it's shoot around today. I was watching him, and then tonight, and the stroke is good. There's confidence flowing. 5 times he's been over 20 points. He had 31 against DePaul. He had 30 at Auburn, which was just off the chart. He did it every which way. So, you know, he comes off a game when they lost at Arkansas. He was 6 of 19 from the field, did not shoot it as well, and finished some plays. So, again, extra shooting today. Watching him off to a fabulous start, 11 quick points.
He's a great story. For those who don't know, hadn't paid attention, graduated in 3 years, going to leave A&M with his master's degree, and had some nice locks going earlier in the year, but shaved his head in honor of an academic mentor of his when he was at Virginia Tech before he transferred here. Elise Avila, who is battling colon cancer right now. He shaved his head in honor of her, just to let her know that he's thinking about her at all times. Just a remarkable young man who's having a great campaign here in 2023.
Well, they sit at 7-2 in this league. So right up top, obviously Alabama is undefeated. Just no doubt about it, the leader of this team on both ends of the floor. And today that's hard to do it on both ends, but he does.
Long rebound. Little back tap from Anderson Garcia. Another possession for the Aggies.
And that's what he does, an Andy play.
Gordon cuts to the basket, keeps it alive. Radford, another back tap, this one from Coleman.
Yeah, long shots, long rebounds, and when you're on the back side, like you're getting blocked out, that long rebound gives you a chance to tap it back. Aggie.
Buzz Williams telling us today that asked him some of the keys moving forward, that they want to get to wherever that is that this team wants to get to. What do they have to do? And he said one thing is we got to be really good getting offensive rebound. Our percentage has to be high. He was thinking 40%,
which is an unbelievable number.
And that's what he said. He goes, it's a high number, but if we want to go places, we got to be around that number.
So let's go back to their loss at Arkansas. A&M had 24 offensive rebounds, 46% of the shots on that end they rebounded. Here was the problem. The same number Arkansas got on the offensive rebounds, 46%.
They did not protect the backboard.
And that's where they were hurt. It was a 1 or 2 possession game, and they didn't come up with those things. But I think the way this team's playing, the leadership, Boots Radford, Wade Taylor the fourth, Dexter Dennis, and then the bigs inside, Marble. Their bench is solid. Coleman.
Just not much inside pressure. George has been launching these three behind the arc.
Yeah, and we know Braylon Bridges, who's a good offensive player inside, can go either way, left hand, right hand. He's got to have a presence in there. Any of the defense that A&M's putting, he's got to step in, demand the basketball, and try to make a play at the rim. That will open up maybe even some better outside opportunities. Great pass. What a finish.
Marble with the slam. He's averaging a tick under 10 a game. Blocking foul. That's going to go against Anderson Garcia. That'll be his first.
Again, hands are down defensively, and so you can get picked apart. Boots Radford puts it on the floor, likes going to that left. He draws attention no matter where he is. Oof. Good pass, good finish.
It's a big boy at 6'9", 250 pounds.
Yeah, he's played so well, too.
So M.A. Moncrief at the free throw line. M.A. 56% foul shooter on the year, 23 out of 41. A couple of years at Oklahoma State. Flanks that one off the back of the rim, leads the team in offensive rebounds.
Dave, I thought what Buzz Williams told us today was interesting. About the start of the year, he thought he had a mature team. And he thought they were ready to make whatever step. And then he kind of said they weren't where he thought they should have been, and he junked a lot of things, but they sure are now.
Yeah, he said he actually apologized to the team for misreading him.
Yeah,
right.
Interesting.
But it's a different ball club here in SEC play. Here's Hefner.
Well, they play with a lot of trust of each other. Guys off the bench, guys who start. They score it well. They communicate defensively.
Another lengthy run. The Aggies had a 14-0 run earlier in the half. Now it's back up to an 8-0 run.
That's pulling it. That is pulling it back, partner.
Oh. Texas A&M has.
Well, they're running what they want to run offensively. ball to where they want to when they attack the paint.
Oh, nice dribbling by Taylor. Kicks it out to Dennis for three.
It's quite a play by 4 off the bounce. Again, the unselfish part is Dave. I think he's got a shot attempt himself from 4 feet away. Gives it to a teammate.
There's Abdul-Rahim knocking home the three.
Well, we've seen a lot of that. Well,
Georgia now 2 out of 12 from behind the arc. Abdul-Rahim shooting about 38% from behind the arc, averaging 7 points a game. Marble turns, fires, no good. Rebound to Ingram again. Ingram will fire for three. That one's no good. Long rebound. Hefner wins it. Taylor tried to cross up McBride. Loose ball. Abdul-Rahim comes out of there. Abdul-Rahim poked away by Marble, and that'll get us to a timeout. Aggies on a roll. They're up 18 here at home.
Not only making shots, but it's showtime from Brazos County. Reed Arena, fun place to be.
This Texas A&M club kind of using that as a little motivating tool, but they haven't needed it tonight. They have been just, I mean, almost, I don't want to say it's still 5:42 to go in the first half, but it's been as close to a perfect half as you would expect or would want as a coach.
10 assists on 11 made baskets. That says it all right there. Only a couple turnovers.
And you're holding the opposition to 3 of 19 shooting.
Yeah. And Georgia has settled a couple of them, 2 of 13. They've had some open looks. But that's how A&M plays, right? Defensively, A&M wants teams to take a shot with a hand in the face, jump shots. Georgia's got to find ways either to get inside or their shooters have to just start converting. Got to make some shots. You get on the road, I know it's tough. Somebody step up, make a couple plays. Try in the last 5:30 to whittle this lead down. Maybe get it to 10 points would be a goal.
All right, 2 threes by Abdul-Rahim now.
He's over 40% three-point shooting. And everybody knows he's probably going to take a three, but he still can deliver. And what helps is the long frame. 6'8", he can shoot over the top of most defenders.
Freshman Washington off the side of the backboard. Got himself in a bad spot. Dogs will have it. Solomon out of New Orleans, Louisiana, a 3-star prospect, considered the #1 prospect coming out of the state of Louisiana.
Good athlete, strong, rebounds, runs. It's always fun as a freshman, though. He shoots it off the side of the glass, lands out of bounds. Not many are there to help you up. Referee doesn't say anything to you.
Right there.
If that had been Boots, the referees would have helped him up. Good try.
Here's McBride around to Ingram. High arching three off the front of the rim. Right back to Hill. He'll launch a three. He's got it. All right, so now some threes are dropping. Georgia on a 9-0 run. They cut it back down to 12. This Texas A&M team has won 9 of their last 11. Washington squares up, takes it inside, and nice touch as it rolls around the cylinder.
Georgia coaching staff wanted traveling. Didn't get it. Pretty soft touch.
Abdul-Rahim. Back to Hill. Shot clock at 10.
A lot different offense without Terry Roberts. They would run a lot of high pick and rolls for him.
McBride squares up a three. That's no good. Long rebound right back to Hill. Ingram. Up and under. That won't go. Ingram having a tough time getting it to go. Now 0 for 4 from the field.
And the Aggies, Dave, kind of run at opportune times. If they think they have it or if a guy's on a dead sprint, they keep pushing. If not, they control the pace on this end of the floor as well.
That won't go. Coleman had it and lost it. So that'll get us to our under 4 media timeout. Texas A&M up by 14, 3:18 to go here in the opening half from College Station, Texas.
I'll show you how Tennessee avoided a home loss to Auburn. It was anything but easy. Gators and Kentucky underway at Rupp. What do you think here to this point? How about them Aggies?
Oh, the Aggies getting to it. It's a collective effort, too, led by Boots Radford.
And Dexter Dennis is trying to get on the Late Show on the highlight reel.
I think he made it. I think he made it, guys.
Thank you, boys. Yeah, I think that dunk would be on a lot of highlight reels more than once, as Texas A&M has opened up a 14-point lead.
What's a rock fight? I mean, what is... I hear it a lot. And if they had one today, if they were fighting with rocks, nobody got hit. Yeah, Tennessee Auburn.
You know, when you say rock fight, so they stand there and just throw rocks at each other?
If they did, no one was hitting each other. Like, they weren't drawing anything.
I wonder where that came from when you think about it.
I'm not sure, but they're painting those rims in Knoxville. They got a fresh coat of paint.
They got to tighten the bolts up.
Yeah, and they got to put a fresh coat of paint because, man, oh, man, was that bad. And a heck of a finish. You always have, after a rock fight, you have a controversial finish, right?
Because somebody finally gets hit with a rock, and now we got everybody angry.
He got hit by a boulder at the end of the play. Now, if you're a shooter, you can't bear hug the guy and try to get the call. That's what I think. He jumped in his arms.
So Coleman at the free throw line gets both those to go down. So the good old-fashioned rock fight up in Knoxville today. Where did that come from? I mean, Ingram, boy, he just can't get it to go. 0 for 5 now. See if he can get this one. Left hand, that won't work. Not for a lack of effort.
No, and he's capable. I mean, he really is capable. 12 of 30 coming in this game, 40% beyond the three-point line. Sometimes it's the quality of three. If you're not just a pure shooter, just just natural. I mean, Georgia's hanging in a game. I mean, you'd think they're down 30, but just have to convert some things.
Well, we'll try to convert some free throws as Gordon hammers Hill on the way to the basket.
Gordon is a phenomenal athlete. Great football player. Gets up in the air. I mean, folks, that's 6'2". I saw him in warm-ups do a reverse. Okay, with the left hand, went to the left shoulder reverse dunk.
Right.
That's 6'2", reverse. I know you do it the other way.
Right.
But he did it. Right. He went up with the left and turned back to the left shoulder and dunked it. And he was looking around, and me being me, I kind of helped him out and said, I saw it. And he winked and said, I'm glad someone did, because I think he was quite proud of that. But he's a fabulous athlete, been around a long time. Told me, we were down here last time, and he said he might want to get into coaching, wasn't sure yet.
Well, he has a great attitude about the game. Played a bunch of minutes early in his career.
Yep.
Lost those minutes now to kind of Wade Taylor. He's taken over the point of this team, but Gordon has been a complete team guy.
But he's a guy that Buzz trusts. That win at Auburn, he had 22 minutes. There it is, explosive athlete. Does a lot of good things.
That one is knocked out of there. Gordon getting his hand on it. Boy, Georgia averages 22 three-point. We look at Gordon one more time on the reverse, but Georgia averages 22 three-point shots per game. They have 18 attempts here in the first half already.
Yeah, and it's if you don't make them, it becomes a bad formula. It's good strategy. If you hit them, if you don't make them, it's such a tough formula because you're playing against a team that rebounds and runs in their home building.
Hill, transfer from Longwood.
Nice.
Up and under, good touch.
That away.
Hill up to 7 points in the first half with 3 assists and a couple of rebounds. A&M has had a 14-0 run and an 8-0 run here in the first half. Dennis stuck over there in the corner, gets it to Coleman and just Drops his shoulder right into the chest of Bridges.
Just becomes a physicality contest. Dropped the shoulder in, as you said, bumped him a little bit, knocked him out of the way. Nice cut.
Abdul-Rahim with the left hand off the window.
Terrific cut. Instead of coming outside off the screen, he cut inside. Wrapped around, cut. Good finish with the left.
Dennis.
There are a lot of available shots against this zone right now.
Taylor fouled, Coleman fouled. Look at Coleman at the free throw line.
So sometimes veteran players, Dave, understand because they've been around a long time. We've watched Andre Coleman twice now against the zone. One he fit going baseline, off the bounce. So he sees something there. He took it from the right corner, laid it in. That time the left corner, off the reversal, took it baseline, dropped it off to his teammate Coleman for the foul. But when you've been around a while, you see things, you see defenses, you recognize, and you see where the openings are. And most kids get against a zone, and it's kind of the old high school thing. Well, it's a zone, we'll just shoot jump shots. But the more you mature, you think, well, we can attack it from all kinds of angles. And Gordon is showing that this first half.
Back to the free throw line goes Coleman, 3 out of 3. 69% foul shooter on the year. And boy, foul shooting is something this Texas A&M team does extremely well. They're number 2 in the country in free throws attempted and made. That'll help you win some ball games. Mike White having a chat down in that corner with Chuck Jones, longtime official. They're going to check a clock. Yeah, there's 30.3 on the game clock, 30-second shot clock. They had the shot clock turned off. Georgia's like, can we just get to the locker room and hit the reset button?
Yeah, it'll be interesting how they play this one out. See that if there's a trap here at half court, do they give up an open shot and do they take it, or do they play for this last shot? Aggressive Aggie defense. Now they'll sit back a little bit, match up man-to-man defensively. Again, Terry Roberts on the floor. You run a high screen and roll. They've run different offense with Eden not there.
Cross court pass. Abdul-Rahim step back with 2 on the shot clock. No good. And that'll do it for the first half of basketball. It was a good one for Texas A&M. They lead it by 16. 11 assists on 14 made field goals. Georgia held to just 24% from the field and 4 of 19 from behind the arc. Guys, maybe you could shoot a little bit better.
I know one of us could.
Well, we'd shoot it. I don't know against that A&M defense. That's
well,
tough.
you should see us missing the trash can all day long. We're not very good, at least in the studio. Kentucky and Florida. Dari, Shuda, and Slave.
Uh-oh, look out.
The wild card. The wild card. There he is.
Don't leave him on.
Okay.
Jacob
Well, I'm saying you
Toppin.
shouldn't leave anybody open.
True.
Kason Wallace is the guy, though.
Yeah, it's good to see him back. Knee contusion, missed the game this week.
Straw that stirs the drink.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Fred's
He's got
got
8
the open
points, by
floor.
the way.
Get with the little lefty then.
Oh boy, this just a
watch
bit ago. CJ Fred again fell hard into a photographer. Had to get looked at and walked off the court. Kentucky up 9 right now over on ESPN. How about earlier in the day, Auburn and Tennessee? Wendell Green knocked in the 3. Nobody shot well, though, from outside. In fact, the two teams combined for 10% from 3. Now,
He was trying to hold it. He wanted to get fouled.
But instead, the ball goes out of bounds off of Santiago Vescovi. So here goes Janai Broome on the follow for 2, 1-point game. Now, a couple of Tennessee free throws later, Auburn one last chance. Green gives it up. Gets it back. Wild shot. Contact on the shot.
Did he go straight up?
I believe he went straight up. The shooter didn't go straight up. Shooter.
You telling me he was leaning in?
The defender, though, did walk into the landing zone, but he had no intention of landing because he wrapped his legs around it.
You gotta let the man land.
Unless he wraps his legs around it.
You can't play it up, shooter. You can't play it up, brother.
All right, Tennessee gets the win. By the way, they've only shot 27% their last 2 games. We have to talk about that tonight on SEC. Now, Alabama on the road at LSU. Just a 2-point game. Brandon Mano to the basket.
So smooth. Anytime he wants to, you got to do a better job defending that guy.
It's all about the dish from Quinterly.
That's just perfect.
Clowney.
Turning that corner.
Bama's 10-0 in conference play for the second time under Nate Oates. LSU has lost 10 in a row. All right, how about the game we are watching? Shorthanded Georgia. I mean, no Terry Roberts is not a small issue. That is a big issue. A&M, though, Reed Arena's rocking. It's awesome to see that kind of excitement back. They're probably going to get a little number next to their name when the rankings come out.
Well deserved.
Everything's working right now, it looks like, for A&M. And Georgia they don't have the horses, do they?
Yeah, no, not right now, man. And they're looking for someone to come add some scoring to them. Abdul-Rahim is doing a good job of it coming off the bench, but you need that extra pop, especially when you're used to running an offense where you got 2 guys dominating the ball. You take one of those guys out, it's kind of like, what do we do? What do we do? And they're searching right now.
Yeah, well, without Terry Roberts, Georgia has shot 19 threes. Okay, now I like those numbers. They only made 4 though, so they're on pace to shoot 40 threes in this game. And A&M's 3-quarter court defense gets you out of rhythm on the offensive end. And John Sunwell talked about it at the end of the half. Normally you're doing high ball screen with Terry Roberts.
Right.
Don't have that.
But let me tell you this. A wise coach once told me that you're open for a reason. So I don't know if that's ideal for A&M to give up those shots and just play the percentages with a guy like Roberts being out. But
so you're saying be a little bit more selective.
I mean, maybe not take the first one, shooter. It's hard coming tell it to a shooter.
Because it's going to be open at the end of the shot clock, as I can guarantee you can tell for it then.
Here's the issue, though. Like, if you're Georgia, at what point do you just start feeling pressure? Everybody knows everybody's got to have an extra step, reach an extra level without Terry, right? So there's just an innate pressure that you're, especially on the road and everybody's against you, right, to want to be that guy.
Yeah, everybody, and that's the hero ball, and it's difficult. It's difficult to do, especially with a team like A&M that flies around defensively.
Yeah. And fly around offensively, too.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will.
Those guys so far, 38-22 A&M. Meanwhile, about the former Gamecock, Anderson Garcia.
Nice.
Yeah, they're up 16 and rolling. All right, Vanderbilt coming off that 57-point loss to Alabama. How would they come back at home against Ole Miss? Well, it's just good to have Liam Robbins back. He was back for the Bama game, but he got all dinged up, hockey-like injury, head-to-head with, his teammate. But, boy, he came to play. 7 block shots.
Look how he cleans up so much for him, Darian. Like, that's the thing. You get beat, you ain't got to worry about just getting an easy lay. Yeah, knock it out of here.
19-12, 7, and 0 stitches. So it was a good day for him. How about Starkville, the site?
I would never want to do that as a player.
Mississippi State, right? Go downhill.
I'm all right.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, look out for highlights. BJ Jeffries. Next up would be Cameron Matthews to Tyler Stevens. See, they have their own little dunk party here.
Just up and away.
That's right.
They ran a little bit, Mississippi State.
Oh, you think?
Ran Missouri a little bit.
Turns into a dunk contest.
And then watch a perfect little 2-on-1 here. Ends up to Shaquille Moore.
That's how you run it. Oh, the little fella get up there.
Yeah, he did.
You need a seat? I got one right here at the rim.
63-52. All right, Dexter Dennis, take it away, Slay.
Dexter Dennis, man, listen, if you got something in your back pocket, could you hand it to me? Reach back, throw it down. Ugh. What that rim do to you, Dennis? The menace?